Hi and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. This is a subsection of what I normally do. This is going to be the quick Toon tutorials where I draw anything really. In this case it's going to be some kind of a bird delivering a parcel, and I'll take you through the process of all the shapes and what have you. Sometimes it's good just to step back from what it is that we do normally, like if you do a single panel comic strip, what have you. I always talk about working off the shapes. Well, these quick Toon tutorials are going to be just that. I won't be using a brush or a dip pen for these. I'll just be using a Sharpie and a smaller pen. I'll explain all that during the tutorial. So for this one, the delivery bird, let's get it started and see how we go. See you in a couple of seconds. Hi there, right, so we're on to the actual tutorial now. So I'm working off two little oval shapes. A long line for the neck. I think this is going to be some kind of crane bird, I could be wrong. There's the body shape, and then another little line there just to show the length of the legs. Now I draw pretty quickly, so I'm going to have to sort of slow down so I can give more of an instruction. But I just connected the two ovals up, and that's going to be the beak and the smile. He'll have a pretty heavy brow line. He's got a bit of a malicious look on him, so you show that by giving a good heavy brow line. Don't know what he's delivered, but whatever it is, he seems quite malicious about it. Now I'll just draw the neck in here, but when it comes to drawing the beak and connecting it to the neck, you start about halfway round the circle and just connect it. Not in a straight line, slightly curved line. Yeah, just a little bit of hair coming in. They haven't got hair, have they? They're birds, but you know what I mean. Wild bits sticking out. So that's the head pretty much finished, just to do the hat. As you can see, I've just used the square box in his head just as a guideline. Now this is going to be the one wing, so it's an almost completed teardrop. It doesn't matter how many feathers you give the bird, I've given it 4, you can give it more or less, however you feel. These are just some more sort of little furry bits to stick out, they give it more character. You could just draw it straight, you don't have to worry about drawing all the feathers sticking out, but it just gives it a little bit more shape, a bit more interest in the design. Now here comes the gift that he's delivering, little cube, and oh, I haven't drawn that properly. But once again, don't worry, this is you're just getting the shape, you're just getting a feel for it at this stage. So finish the body off, give him the tail feathers. There's his leg, or his legs. Put the talons, are they talons or are they toes, or what are they? I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, just rough outlines, give yourself some idea, because the main work will come in with the inking. It's just to get the outlines done. See, I'm not very happy. You can tell I'm not very happy with those, but I know I'll get it right in the actual finished picture, so don't worry too much. I'm not. There's just now to finish off his other wing and the gift box, because you've got to put some ribbon around it. So there goes the whatever you do on the one wing. If you give it 4 feathers there, give it 4 feathers on the other one. Or 3 or 2, or whatever you do, make sure that they actually match up. It does, I know it's a cartoon, but those sort of things do matter. Okay then, so just finishing off the ribbons on this. That's the bow actually, and we'll be ready to go into the inking stage. There you go, I'm strengthening the box up there, making it a bit better. Right, okay, I shall see you at the inking stage. Right, so here we go now, we're on the inking stage. Like I said earlier on in this video, I'm using a Sharpie for this, a Sharpie and a small marker pen. With my other cartoon work, my, so we say cartoon strips, graphic novels and what have you, I use dip pen. But a lot of people do use Sharpies and smaller pens, and they're absolutely fine. It's just, I personally prefer the others. But with these tutorials, the Quickie tutorials, the difference between the thick line of the Sharpie and the thin line of the other pen, it's a nice contrast, and that's all important, these particular pictures. It's also, if you're a professional, this is just a nice way of just loosening up. You know, professional or have a lot of skill in it, this is a good way of just loosening up before you go into the day's work. But if you're in doing it for a hobby, something you enjoy, then the thick and the thin lines given to you by a Sharpie and a marker pen are very gratifying. And I love it. And there we go, we're almost finished with the Sharpie, and I'm just hitting the outlines. All I'm doing, even so far as the ribbons are concerned, is just the outline. And there we go. So now I'm going into the thinner pen, and you'll see it when I think I start on the eyes. Yeah, there you go. Oh no, the mouth there. But you'll notice, I love that. I love that thick and thin line. Really is a nice, pleasant look. I used to do all my single panels like this, but the Sharpies get splayed and the lines are way too thick then. Thin line, just a nice thin hair there, or whatever it is. I mean, I know birds don't have hair, but hey, this is a cartoon, don't get technical. Now we're doing the string. Now the little cartoon bit here is that bit there. String doesn't do that, but it gives it a little bit of life. As with all pencil stuff, you put the outlines there and you might change it when you come to do the drawing, like I do here. See, I just moved that a bit because it wasn't quite straight enough, so I corrected it in the inking. You don't have to get everything right in the pencil stage. I think I've decided to make this thing twirl. There you go, there's some twirl marks there. So the package is twirling. God knows what's in it, but it's spinning around. Now the thick and thin lines really come into their own here, because there's a lot of loopy lines, I don't know what they're called. There's a claws on his feet. In this one I actually forgot to put the claws on this foot, but I did it before I coloured it, the colour version that you saw at the very beginning. Right, so that's almost it. So this is your first Quickie cartoon tutorial. There'll be lots more teaching you to do all kinds of things, so please subscribe if you don't want to miss the stuff. Plus there's always the more detailed stuff as well, and all kinds of other things. So hope you enjoyed it. Come back again soon, and thank you very much for being here. Bye bye for now.